basketball. You betcha I'm back in the mix to give you your basketball fix. It's the Daily Trainer, and I'm trying to tell you more and more what I have in store for you here on Basketball U, because I'm ready to give you what you need, guaranteed to succeed each and every day for the game that you love to play. So, this is what I gotta say. Today, we are talking about the odds being stacked against you. So we talk so much about things on this channel where it's, positive and trying to help you. Now I'm going to give you the negative, right? And the negative isn't negative as in I'm talking bad about players or people. The negative is the cards, the odds, the ratio of accomplishing the dream that you have is really, really difficult at this point in time. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's so much stuff going on in the game of basketball now. It has become a yeah, you know that song, a circus. It's become a circus in many forms, right? In one episode, I talked about the training aspect and just not having a vision of where you're supposed to be. But now I'm talking about the odds, right? That are stacked against you, and I haven't even really explained that, okay? So, looking at some charts and some different things, there's percentages, there's numbers of athletes that play the game, and that's how, the numbers are skewed to say, this is what your level of opportunity is. The 1 in a million players make it, or whatever that is. Let's really just not look at those numbers, because in all reality, all basketball players aren't good. So you're really not going against a lot of those athletes. I would say you could cut that number in probably more than half when it comes to having the opportunity to play college basketball first, right? And when I say college, I mean junior college as well. I'm not talking about just Division I basketball. So Division I, Division II, Division III, then you have your NAIA. You also have your NCCCA or whatever, the Christian College League as well, which I don't know how long that's going to exist with all the craziness going on and with NAIAs shutting down and some D2s going to D3s, and even the D1 team who made it to the tournament, I think it's turning into a D3. So it's like, with all these things happening to just the colleges alone, imagine how hard it's for the individual player, right? So now we're looking at this thing and we're saying, all right, I want to go to college and this is what I want to do to make it. All right, so what is that thing that you want to do? You want to train, you want to be the best player in your team, you want to be the best player in your city, county, and then obviously your state. Great. But all of that still doesn't guarantee you an opportunity to make it. And here's why. We have the infamous transfer portal. And that transfer portal is taxing, because not even the people in the transfer portal who made it after that next year and they put their name in there, they don't even make it back to where they were. For some that actually played, do. And for some who actually played, don't. So it's a matter of strategically positioning yourself in the right situation. Now, before this transfer portal craziness and the money and the NIL and everything that everybody's talking about, you could easily go to a camp. You could easily go play some independent AAU games on your West Coast, East Coast, down south a little bit or whatever. And your typical local teams that are solid Division I's would, throw you a letter, send you an invite to a team camp, and then you have an opportunity, right? Team camp or individual camp as well. And you got a chance to be seen that way. Now it's to the point where these coaches are really putting a focus on the top tier players, and they've even created a prep league where it's considered the higher level high school athletics, opposed to just having the prep schools go against some of the high schools and kind of even it out that way. They're trying to put it in tiers now. And with these tiers, it's going to make it very hard for the regular high school player to get the opportunity at the higher level schools. What I don't want you to take from this is that you can't make it. What I want you to take from this is it's very hard to make it. And again, I don't care about any of the statistical data. All I care about is, do you know your path? And do you understand how to strategically position yourself through your path in the right situation? And so here's a couple things you could possibly do. So I've had a few conversations with like old NBA guys who only had like 2 colleges recruit them, and a couple other guys who said, you know, all I had was one look, right? Or they went junior college, had some success there, and then they blew up after, right? Once they matured, grew a little bit more and all those things. So to give you this like a quick rundown or a list of what you could do, one is you have to have footage. So what I mean by that is not highlight clips. You need to clip your films, and you need to be able to make it interesting enough for a college coach who doesn't have time to sit and watch your film for a little bit of time to gain some interest. With having the film, you have to have follow-up. Okay, so with this follow-up, you need to be sending it out to coaches, and you need to continue to push the envelope of interest from your perspective. Everything isn't about you, the athlete, getting the attention from a coach. You should have the attention on the school and wanting to play for the coach or the coaching staff and those things that matter to the coaching staff, right? And the way these coaches are moving around, they're not really there at the schools for a long period of time. So you developing a relationship with a coach is more important than trying to go to a particular school, because the coaches aren't always going to be at those schools. So that relationship carries from school to school, depending on whether they move up. And it could be in your benefit if they end up moving down, because that lower level needs probably your player, your caliber of player. So that's kind of what you have to take into consideration when doing these things, okay? Now, what do I put in my profile? I can give you a whole episode of that, but just a couple things are obviously your name, your GPA, what school you go to, the clips that you have, one link, not a bunch, and then a quick background bio of your character, and maybe some contacts that they can reach out to, because you're always going to talk good about yourself, but what about everyone else? Okay. So it's really about the people around you and the people that have dealt with you that is going to sell you more as a player. Also, you got to have social media. As much as people say like it doesn't matter to have it or I don't want to have it, you need it. The more exposure, the more marketable you are, makes you more of an interesting candidate, because you have a fan base that you're going to bring with you, and that fan base is going to follow you in the college that you go to, sell merch, blah, 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 money, 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 money. That's what the game is about, right? So a lot of that also comes into play, okay? Now, lastly, right, before I end this episode of a little bit of these gems of the odds being stacked against you, how willing are you to put yourself out there to where you reach out to 200 schools? All right, some people are like, man, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Well, in this game and in this time frame, you have to be crazy. You've got to be crazy about the work. You got to be crazy about marketing yourself. You got to be crazy about putting the work in outside of the basketball. Everyone is putting the work into basketball, but not putting the work into themselves and pushing themselves and marketing themselves. And there's, again, the confusion of what it is we're seeing every day. Just because I put clips of me working out, that's not going to have a coach jump out of their seat. There's so many more talented players out there doing things live game with other people filming them, right? And so you have to push that out to every single coach you can, because there's upcoming coaches, there's new coaches, there's somebody that's going to be of interest to you, and you're going to be of interest to them. And so that's how you win, all right? The odds are stacked against you, but I'm here for you. I'm ready to win with you. Let's get to it, because that's the only way to do it. Basketball U, I appreciate you as you do. Always come through. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?